The world is mourning the death of legendary Jamaican musician Stephen Cat Coore. His family confirmed that he passed away on Sunday evening. He was 69 years old. Cat Coore was a founding member of the iconic reggae band Third World. Our reporter Marley Samuels has more in this story.
Born in Kingston in 1956, Cat Coore's musical journey began before age 5.
My musical orientation started apparently from when I was even younger, because as I was telling you earlier on, my father gives this joke, which has become a source of embarrassment to me now, When we go out, he gives this joke that I used to walk around in a circle. Anytime any music played in the house, I'd get up and walk around in a circle, And I would just keep walking as long as the music played. If it was a long symphony of half an hour long, I would walk until it was finished. And then, I would complain until they put more music on again. And this went on night after night. And I forget who he said came to visit him one night. One of his colleagues, his political colleagues, and he said that was commenting him and saying, boy, David, this child, something about the music, it does this thing to him. He's walked miles tonight and since I've been here,
His musical journey was nurtured by a family steeped in culture and education. His mother and aunt were both renowned classical music teachers.
She just nurtured that in me until 5 or 6 years old. My godmother, Mrs. Vera Moody, who was head of the music school, she came and she said, "You look like you like music, and what instrument would you like to play?" And at the time, my mother had been listening to a lot of Casals music. And I said I wanted to play a cello, I couldn't even say cello at the time. And things moved on from there. My godmother bought me a cello, and I showed great interest in it, and I learned it the best I could at 6 years old. And by the following year, I performed for the first time at St. Andrews High School. I played Hickory Dickory Dock.
He received several scholarships to pursue a career as a classical musician.
Well, I had a scholarship to the Juilliard, which I think was probably the most prestigious one. And I also had the opportunity to go and study with Hugh in England at his private school.
Which instrument did you study then?
I was on the cello then. I was studying the cello.
So were all of these scholarships for the cello?
Yes, they were. And also I had been to Puerto Rico to the Casals Festival, and I had met the maestro personally, and I had the opportunity of playing for him very briefly, and also playing for his top cellist in his orchestra. And I had also been offered to be taught by him, to be taught by his student. But I think that at the time there was a big thing happening with the Beatles and, things like that drew me to it.
When is this, would you say now, in the 60s?
Yeah, I'd say this was about 1964, 1965. And from that, I decided that I'd like to learn the guitar too.
He started his own band while attending Prairie, called Alley Cats. That's how he got the name Cat. He later joined the band Inner Circle, then got together with friends to form Third World.
Third World group, is that what we really considered when we were forming the group was we were all coming out of Inner Circle, Tomorrow's Children, and Byron Lee. We fragmented from those three bands and built Third World. You had Ibu and myself and Prilly left Inner Circle. You had Willie, who joined us later on from Byron Lee, and you had Richie, who joined us from Tomorrow's Children. And Bonnie Ruggs joined us sometimes later on when Prilly left. And Bonnie had been a product of Inner Circle also. He had been with us for 4 years before he went to New York to live with his family.
Yes.
So we, as I say, we were a fragmented bunch. We were a bunch of fragments from each group. We came together with an idea to form a group that would record records, that would write our own material, and would break away from the Jamaican dance band scene, of playing for this Graduation or the Kiwanis Ball or the Rotary Ball or whatever. We had done 5 years of that, and we figured we had done our stint there, And we also were very influenced by the development of Bob Marley at the same time, who had already gone the route I'm talking about and was doing his own music for maybe 6 years or 7 years before that time. And, was progressing nicely with a contract with Island Records. And we could see clearly that he was going to be a big star.
Third World worked closely with Bob Marley.
I mean, I must say that when we were young, very young, we were all fearful of him because of his attitude when we used to back him up, in those days. We didn't really know what to think of him as a character at that time, But as we grew to know him and things, we realized what a wonderful person he was, and we all became very close. But you never really got too close to Bob Marley, though, You know what I'm saying? You were always his competition, and you always had to remember that. He always made you remember that. That's why me and you is brethren still, but remember, we're in the same business, so,
As a founding member and musical director of Third World, Coore helped form a unique sound, blending reggae, soul, funk, and rock that propelled Jamaican music onto the world stage. His contributions earned him Jamaica's Order of Distinction, honoring his role in elevating Jamaican culture globally. Stephen Cat Coore's music will continue to inspire, his legacy a testament to the power of artistry and cultural pride. For the news on PBCJ, I am Marlon Samuels.